Welcome. My name is Gabriela Phoenix. I'm a goddess, Reiki master, life coach, whole food plant based lifestyle advocate, and sacral womb healing evangelist. I believe in sacred harmony between the divine feminine and the divine masculine within us all. I believe that is the key to creating heaven on earth for each and every one of us. I'll talk about all of these topics and more. I'm honored to be of service to you and your loved ones. Today, I want to talk about men. The men that we want in our lives as conscious, evolved goddesses, and why we're not getting them. So, there is so much out there about what men should be doing and how they should act and how they should be, and what is the definition of healthy masculinity, and how men should act to have conscious relationships from all sorts of different sources. However, there's not a whole lot of talk about what women should be doing to foster a healthy relationship, a healthy conscious relationship with their partner. I've been taking self discovery and workshop courses around relationships, around the psychology of men, all year this year. And then I've studied men my whole life on a personal level. But what this year has proven to be different from past years and the realizations that I've made is that the conscious woman, the woman that is in her divine feminine in a harmonious way, right? She's the one that creates the environment and the space for her man to come into and to feel welcomed and received into his divine masculine. See, the woman is the one that creates. She's the creator, she's the giver of life. And she also happens to be the container for the man to be in his divine masculine. And so, looking back at our history, at the US history over the last 300 years, what happened during World War II when all the men, all the capable, able bodied men, went to war in World War II to defend us, the women went to work. And with that, 3 years later, fast forward 3 years later, when the men came back from war, the dynamic in the relationships in the US shifted, where women were empowered to be both the man and the woman. And the dynamic between the two partners that was once before there was set roles, defined roles. Hey, you take care of the household, of the children, and you take care of me, and then I take care, the man taking care of the financial aspect, the protector, and all of that. Well, when the war was over, the women and the man were playing the same roles. Only that the woman was also taking care of the household and all of that. So, what is the number one thing that a man, subconsciously or consciously, needs so that he feels needed and so that he feels like he's contributing to the relationship and to to the household, right? To the family. He needs to be acknowledged. He needs to feel like he's doing things that the woman can't do, so that um, he's providing value. And some of the instructors I had were offering an example as simple as, a wife asking her husband to change a light bulb. And it's not manipulation. It is pure, like, allowing the the innate desire of the man to be of service and to show value in the relationship, allowing him to do things that you may be able to do, but you know that allowing your man to take care of those things brings value to him and also value to your relationship. And it allows you, the woman, to be more in your divine feminine. So I bring this up because, you know, after World War II, after the men came back, the dynamic was shifted. Men didn't really know how to act because, what they used to do now was considered to be an asshole move, to be, mansplaining, for lack of better words. Uh, Anything that they used to be able to say or do was now considered an act of aggression against their woman. And so over generations, what has happened is that men didn't really know how to act, so they suppressed their emotions. They stopped talking and communicating and sharing what they're going through. And then they also um, didn't know how to teach their boys to be boys and to be men. So we've created, well, not we, but the government, subconsciously or consciously, that's to be debated, created this mass generation and generations of beta men. Men that are, yes, men. Yes, I'll do whatever you say, darling. And men that we're no longer attracted to on a conscious or subconscious level. And thus, we are left with very few um, alpha males that are in their divine masculine, that they are balanced, that are in their healthy masculinity. And so, this is where the women's role and energy comes in. We, as a group, as a community, need to shift and soften ourselves and heal our divine feminine first, so that we can allow men to be men, so that we can allow the alpha in each man to come forth. But see, if the woman is acting like the alpha male, you are not going to have that interaction or experience with your man, because you're already the man in your own relationship with yourself. So there's no space for a healthy masculine man to come into your orbit, to be with you, to build with you, because you have it all figured out. So you don't need a man, right? Why do you need men? um yeah, so food for thought on that. um I also bring this up because, you know, that old stereotype, men don't cry, men don't show emotion. Statistically, men die much, much sooner than women, right? Maybe 20 to 30% earlier than women on average. And why is that? Part of it is because self care is laughed at, and, men don't cry, men need to endure pain at all costs, they need to be tough. All these outdated and toxic stereotypes of what healthy men should be. So men tend to shy away from getting massages, uh, getting acupuncture, just setting time aside to take care of themselves. You know, there's been a lot of talk about how men are, have been the aggressors. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. What about the women being the aggressors? What about the women not not creating a healthy and welcoming environment for men to be men? And, within reason, meaning men to be allowed to be in their masculinity, in their healthy masculinity. Um, yeah. And something else that the World War II created, and, women being independent has created a lot, either conscious or subconsciously, the need for the man to seek um, pleasure elsewhere. So you have the the era of porn, and what does porn do for the man? Um, there's quite a lot of talk of this in Eastern practices, and they say that the man, the man masturbating and ejaculating often is actually what depletes men of their life force, because semen is their life force, right? And because they kept performing the same function over and over again while watching porn, while, I don't know, thinking of a Baywatch model in water or with a white tank top or whatever their fantasy is. They themselves are removing their life force. And that is what lowers their immune system. That is what lowers their lifespan and much more. So, not only are men not allowed to be men in this day and age, but their immune system is lower. They are under a lot of stress because no matter what they do or what they say, they are uh, welcomed with criticism, or just they are being put down. So there's no self care. They remove their life force all on their own under the misguided idea that busting a nut is is good for them. That is their stress relief and also their condemnation. Um, so, us as women, what can we do to create and foster an environment that is harmonizing, welcoming, and loving I'm Gabriela Phoenix. I love you, and think about your men. They deserve compassion, love, and care the same way you do. I love you.